Hello again, and today we're going to talk about the late night munchies. All right, who doesn't get late night munchies? I know I get them all the time, but what we're going to talk about is why do we get those late night munchies? And no, I'm not talking about drug related munchies, just in case you were wondering. I'm talking about food munchies just from our bodies. Whatever we've been going through throughout the day, why are we eating late at night just before we go to bed? Are we really hungry? Or is it just out of habit that we're just eating? And if we do have to eat, what do we eat? That's some questions we're going to go over. So before I get started, first I'd like to say I am not a certified licensed therapist or dietitian or nutritionalist. The information that I'm bringing to you is just stuff that I've done research on, and I just want to share with everyone. So let's get started. Late night munchies. Who hasn't had the urge to eat late at night? Why is this something that we do? Let's take a look. An article, Why You Binge at Night and How to Stop, from the Guthrie Clinic, March 2nd, 2022. It says, this snacking at night can result from a number of factors, including not eating enough during the day or eating due to boredom, stress, anger issues, or sadness. It may also be an issue of a hormonal imbalance. So that's something we have to watch for also. There are negative effects that go along with eating late at night also, which could be weight gain, and that would put us at risk for heart disease or diabetes or some other chronic health conditions. So there's a lot of reasons why we want to be careful. We want to bring some attention to this about eating late at night, those late night munchies. Is it just that we lack willpower? Well, in NBC Today, Better by Today, published in May 2018 by Mary Grace Taylor, so the study published in the International Journal of Obesity said that participants who felt stressed, their levels of the hormone ghrelin, rise in the evening. And at the same time, they produce less peptide YY, which is a hormone that contributes to feelings of fullness. So if you're overwhelmed and exhausted by the end of the day, could be your hormones are to blame. Ghrelin is what tells you you need to eat. Peptide YY is the hormone that tells you you're full. So if these are out of balance or out of whack, that might be why you're eating too much. Also, eating at night can be habit forming. Once we start developing a habit, it could take as little as 2.5 weeks to develop a habit. We are creatures of habit. We get up in the morning, we kind of do the same routines every day. Just like using the restroom or brushing our teeth, doing our hair in the morning. Eating at night can also be a habit that we get used to doing. An article in Science Daily, published on April 30th, 2013, said that sugar tolerance is impaired in the evening. More calories in the evening can predispose us to energy storage. Also, artificial light enables us to stay up later than we should. Our ancestors, before they had electricity back in the day, when it was dark, the only thing they had was a candlelight. So they most likely were getting their full amount of rest. A lot of us are sleep deprived, and that contributes to why we're eating at night. So if you stay up later during the time when you're hungrier, you crave these calorie-rich foods, which we're more likely to eat, which contributes to us storing that energy and getting less sleep. Storing energy and less sleep both contribute to weight gain. So it's not enough just that we don't eat at night. Maybe it's more about what our body really needs. Maybe our body is telling us that we need rest. Maybe there's something we're deficient in, and our body's encouraging us to eat. There's a high probability that we're really not hungry. We could just be dehydrated Or we could just be sleepy and our body's telling us it needs to sleep. We're forcing our body to stay awake. So the body says, okay, I need energy. Where am I going to get this energy from? Let's get some food and get some energy, because obviously we need to stay awake because, James has got to watch his Netflix show and we need to stay awake to watch that because that's so important. Obviously not being facetious, but there's no one that will argue that our circadian rhythm can be thrown off, or our circadian system can be thrown off by the fact that we have these lights. We have electricity. It keeps us up at night. The sun has been gone for hours and we're still up at night forcing ourselves to stay awake. So if we must eat, it's probably better that we choose healthier sources of food. Eat lighter. Maybe eat yogurt with some fruit. May not want to, but eating a salad, anything that's lighter, easier to digest can also help. Sometimes we may feel hungry, but we're actually dehydrated. So drinking some water, drinking tea at night will also help. Obviously anything without caffeine, because that's going to, encourage us to stay awake longer. Drinking water or tea will definitely help. Just be careful about how much we intake, because we don't want to have to keep getting up in the middle of the night, interrupting our sleep to go and use the bathroom. If we have a sweet tooth, try eating those sweeter things earlier in the day. And it's interesting how we never really crave sweet foods early in the morning. Usually we crave them at night when our body wants to sleep, but we want that energy, and sugar is quick energy. Going for a walk after dinner can really help, but just be safe. Article in the NIH in June 2011 from PubMed Central said that walking right after a meal briskly for 30 minutes has more of an effect than waiting for an hour. So we want to be careful not to do any high intensity exercises right after we eat. That could disrupt our digestion. But going for a brisk walk right after we eat is totally fine. The HCA, Florida Healthcare System, notes in an article that was entitled 5 Benefits of Walking After Eating by Taylor Holman from June 2023, says 1. Helps regulate blood sugar. 2. Improves digestion. 3. Lowers blood pressure. 4. Burns calories. And 5. Can elevate your mood. It can also help you fall asleep better. So what this does is it increases positive hormones like endorphins and oxytocin, hormones that make you feel better, make you feel good, put you in a good mood. Eating just before bed can increase risk of poor sleep and GER, gastroesophageal reflux, or also known as acid reflux. So eating and lying down is just not a good combination. So here are some tips to keep in mind. 1, eat enough during the day. 2, reduce stress. 3, if we must eat, keep it light. 4, drink enough fluids. 5, try walking after a meal or after dinner. 6, try eating 2 hours before bed, or don't eat anything 2 hours before bed. And 7, don't eat in bed. That's a bad habit that people form. We are creatures of habit. We like to do certain things over and over again. We get used to them. And what happens? It becomes a part of our daily routine. So with that being said, try to keep in mind eating at night is not something that we really want to do. If we must eat, try to eat something healthy, eat something light. And, hopefully that'll also help us to lose weight as well. And with that being said, I hope you have a healthy and happy day.